What's up, guys? So I know it's been a while since I have put a video out there, and I want to apologize for that. So I've been doing a bunch of stuff with the Civic that you guys have saw in the background on the previous videos, and I've actually been working on making a video for that thing. I had some issues with some parts. Obviously you guys will see that in that video, but it's kind of just been taking up all of my time and waiting on stuff to come in. So the video on that has taken way longer than I had planned for it to. But anyways, today we are going to potentially buy some things. So right now, me, the wife, and the baby, we're driving somewhere about an hour and a half or so from where we live. And basically, I got a phone call from some old gentleman. His name's Larry. I don't know his age. He's definitely older because he doesn't have a cell phone that can send pictures, and he doesn't know how to send pictures. But he called me in regards to the post that I have on Craigslist about buying motorcycles and four-wheelers and things like that. Called me, gave me a list of a bunch of cool stuff that he has. I believe he has a three-wheeler. He has some, I believe, two-stroke bikes. I don't even know if he knows exactly what all he has, but I've been in contact with him for about almost a month now, and I've not been able to get pictures. And quite frankly, I just haven't had the time to make it out here to see what he has and see if we can strike up a deal on the stuff that he does have, if I'm interested. But finally today, we're headed out here, and he lives in I think north of Rocky Ford, Colorado is where he lives. So out here in the farm town, we've been driving. As we've been driving, you guys will see in the video too, there's, farmers, they're burning up their fields, and out there, it's just cool, all this stuff out here. It's definitely old farm town on both sides of the highway. As you guys can see, I'll kind of show you. But both sides, old grain silos and stuff like that, train tracks running through. But anyways, so we're headed out here to see what he has, and then once we get out there, I'll kind of, if he's all right with me filming, then I'll definitely give you guys my first impression of everything he has and see what we can buy stuff for. I did bring a trailer, if you guys can see it back there. So it's not just the truck, I have the truck and a trailer today. So the plan is to come home with a full load of stuff if he has what I like. So let's get going to his house and we'll see what he has. All right, guys, so we're here at, his name's Larry. We're here at Larry's house. He lives on a farm. As you can see, there's stuff everywhere. But just made a deal on some stuff. He called me, told me what he had, kind of. He didn't really say what he wanted for it. But then he got to looking on the internet, and he saw what people try and sell stuff for, what some stuff goes for, and then his prices of stuff that he wanted kind of went way higher. He admitted to that, so it's kind of how it goes, because it took me a while to get out here. But I did end up making a deal on some stuff. So this right here is one. This is a 75 XL 175 Honda, obviously. So that thing is going to be going home with us. It's one of them. Here's an SL 175. I didn't make a deal with him on this yet. I might be interested in coming back and doing that. But I did right here. It's an XR 75 Honda. I have the gas tank over there, so that's pretty cool. So that thing's going to be going home with us as well. And then I think my favorite one that I got today is right here. And this thing is a 250, an 84 XR 250R. It's been ridden, and I think the motor might be locked up on it, but we'll get home and we'll check that out, and we'll see what she needs. But I'm gonna get to loading this stuff up, and we'll get the heck out of here, guys. Might come back for some other stuff. He has a couple four-wheelers, that other SL 175, and then he has a bunch of other cool stuff out here on this farm that he might want to sell. So we may be back out here, but for now, let's get these things loaded up and let's get on the way home. All right, guys, so we're back at my house now. I have everything unloaded, and I actually came back with more than I said within that last clip. Just another bike. I'll show you guys that. And kind of keep you guys up to date and show you other things that I've gotten and acquired here in the past few weeks since I've made a video. But we're home, so here's the stuff. So this is the XR175, I believe. I've already kind of forgot what's what, but excuse me, XL175. So again, the plan with all of this stuff is either fix it and sell it all complete, or pull it apart and sell the parts on eBay. That's kind of what I've been doing. Obviously, I've explained it to you guys a little bit, and I'm planning on making a video of the process with that. So my plan is to kind of start a video with a bike, let's say this bike, for example, from start to finish. So basically from this to all apart, you know, time-lapse explanations, kind of pinpoint what's worth what sells for how much, that kind of thing, and show you guys some stuff with eBay as well, if I can figure out how to do that with the screen recording or whatever. But anyway, so got this thing home. That is actually pretty sweet. And while I was there, so I've never owned one of these. I don't know too much about them. Same with these older 250Rs. And I've honestly never even seen one of these in person. It's a little 75. I need to figure out what year it is off the VIN. There's not a sticker on there to say, you know, it's a 79, or there's just a VIN. So I need to basically decode the VIN and figure out what year that is. But so not knowing about all this stuff, I got out there again. And I know I kind of told you guys a little bit about the story. So the guy called me. His name was Larry. He's 75 years old or something like that. And, you know, he doesn't know how to send pictures or text or any of that stuff. And he called me from an ad I had on Craigslist a month, if not more, ago, and gave me a list of all the stuff he had. And I said, well, what do you want for it all? And he said, oh, I don't know. I said, well, okay, well, let me see when I can get out there and I'll call you back. About a week went by. I called him back and I said, hey, man, I really wanted to know where he was at with stuff, because I didn't want to waste my time driving out there an hour and a half away if he had wanted, you know, if he wanted top dollar for everything. And so I called him back a week after the first time we spoke, and I said, hey man, what do you want for just the 3-wheeler? So that 3-wheeler right here is one that I didn't even tell you guys in the last clip that I was gonna get, but I was leaving and I said, you know, I can't leave without this thing. If we can make a decent deal on it, I'll take it. So I asked him about that because that was the one I was most interested in to begin with. And he's like, oh, I'll take a couple $100 for it. So I'm like, cool. If he wants a couple $100 for that thing, then he probably can't want too much more for the rest of the stuff that he had. And again, keep in mind, I never had any pictures. He never sent me any pictures. All I had was a general idea of what the bikes were from what he told me. So got down there, and again, keep in mind, this is over a month since the first time we spoke. So in the meantime, he got on the internet. He started looking around, typing in what bike was what, and I don't know if he got on eBay or where he got, but he saw these crazy astronomical numbers, which people do quite often. And anybody can sell whatever they want on the internet and ask however much they want for it on any platform. That doesn't mean that they're getting that for it. That doesn't mean it's going to sell for that price, so on and so forth. Kind of obvious common sense. But he went from thinking these are kind of just junk, not worth anything, to looking around on the internet, you know, probably eBay or Google or who knows, and seeing, you know, one of these things completely restored in immaculate condition with all factory parts for $7,500. And he's like, oh man, I got a gold mine here, you know? So kind of screwed myself over with waiting for so long to get out there to get these things, because after all that time, he kind of decided that he wanted more money for the stuff that he had, because he thought it was worth way more than just kind of scrap that was in his way. So we get there, and like, you know, what do you want for all of it, man? I kind of went over all of it. What do you want for all of it? He's like, him, and I'm like, well, what do you think? He said, well, how about $4,000 for all of it? And I said, what? Like, I did not come out here, not even with $4,000 for one, but for two, I didn't come out here to spend $4,000 with what I'm seeing you have. So kind of was like, oh man, dude, we drove out here for no reason. And then I kind of started talking to him, and I said, look, man, I'm not here to screw you over. It's not why I'm here. Obviously, I'm here to get a good deal so I can make some money, but I also want you to feel taken care of and like you're not getting screwed over. And he said, yeah, no, I get it. I appreciate it. So I kind of started explaining to him some things with, you know, this bike, for example, like you know, this would be worth some money normally. Well, that's broke. The tank's pretty dented and dinged up. That nice tank in that shape with good paint would be worth a decent amount of money. But again, that one's dinged up. The seat's worth money, ripped. Headlights are worth money, missing the glass. So it just goes on and on. You know, obviously chain's gone, sprocket cover's gone. So all of the parts on these bikes, same thing with this. Fenders, so these fenders on these big reds, so this is an 84 200 ES. So there's the other big red you guys have seen. That's an 85 250 ES. This is its little brother, 84 200 ES. So a little bit smaller motor, still has reverse, high, low, three-wheeler obviously. But all this stuff on this that's worth money, it's plastics right here, cracked. Missing the center section here. Those are worth some money. The racks are worth some money, but this rack, as you can see, bent to shit. So, seat, tore. It's honestly not in terrible shape. The tank, honestly, overall, it has a pretty big dent right there, but the rest of it's pretty clean other than the paint, obviously. But the paint's not as important as the structure and, you know, the metal, the what's the word I'm trying to say? How good a condition the metal's in. This front rack's worth some money. Bent to hell, broken. Fender has been fixed over on the other side. So it's just one of those things. You know, all of these parts that normally I would take, I'd buy a bike for X amount of dollars, take off these parts and sell them on eBay, because that's the way I do it. Is I take up the bigger, more expensive, easier to sell, you know, higher demand parts, and I put those on eBay first and then kind of sell off the other stuff. So every one of these bikes, all of the high demand, high value parts, they're either missing or they're damaged, and I'm just like, man, I can't even justify paying you a lot of money at all for these things. So we ended up coming to terms with a deal, and I honestly paid him more than I wanted to. My margins on these bikes are not going to be as high as other stuff I bought, but I'll still be able to make some money, have some fun, and make some content for you guys. So that's the plan with these. I'm still going to go over and get a better idea of what I'm going to do with each individual one. This one runs, doesn't run good, leaks like crazy. This one may be locked up. Now, if I was going to take, well, I don't know, it's a toss-up between these two as far as doing any type of restoration, possibly. I need to put the pen to the paper and see what makes more sense with these, if parting them out, fixing them as far as money goes. So I don't know if I'm going to tear these two apart yet. Honestly, that one most likely is going to be torn down, probably tomorrow, if anything. So that one's gonna go into some pieces, and I'll sell the stuff that's good and get rid of the stuff that's not. And then this thing right here, I need to do some more research on this and see what year it is. More or less a complete bike. The fenders are in good shape. The tank's kind of dented up, but it's all there. Missing the cover right here, flywheel cover, stator cover, whatever. Those you can find on eBay for 30 or 40 bucks, I believe. But carbs there, tanks there, seats there, wheels, tires, chain, sprockets, brakes, handlebars, all that. So I might try and get this thing kind of cleaned up and running and see what the value of parts and stuff are, but go from there. So kind of been a long rant, you guys, and I've been acquiring stuff like crazy. I've been busy like crazy. The video that's that should have been in place of this one right now is the Civic video. Well, as you guys can see, that thing's still sitting there. It doesn't have that thing inside of it, so that's not good. But that's a video that's coming after this one, I believe, so you guys can get an update on what's going on with that Civic and kind of overall plan for that. And then here in the near future, I have something that I think is actually really cool that is going to be introduced to you guys. Another customer, a good friend of mine. It's a customer, a good friend. It's his car. Something we're going to be doing some work on and building on the channel. So make sure and stay tuned for that, guys. Subscribe if you haven't, like the video, hit the notification bell. That way you guys are informed every time a video comes out. And as always, I appreciate you guys and look forward to seeing where all this goes together. So you guys have a good one.